Buongiorno everyone, welcome to the Magpie Channel TV for the final lineup predictions of the season as we go away to Turf Moor against Burnley, fighting relegation. Just want to say thank you very much to everybody for tuning in once again for this season here on the Magpie Channel TV. Everyone that's tuned into every lineup prediction so far. Already working on a new little project for next season, going to freshen things up with lineup predictions, so working on something new already ready for the new season. So make sure that you follow the Magpie Channel TV, subscribe while you're here to come back for all the new content as we're going to be covering everything over the summer, all the transfer news. And I'm looking forward to next season already. You can tell I'm already getting things ready for it, baby. But first, we've got one more game to go. And it is still a big game. Obviously, Burnley's got it all to play for. We've still got enough to play for in terms of league position. We can still finish anywhere between 10th and 14th, which is still a big gap. Like if we can squeeze into that 10th place and finish just inside the top half, it's already been an achievement what Eddie Howe's done. Like even if we finish as low as 14th, it's still a million miles better than what we could have even fathomed a few months ago. So so a lot to play for there then. I'm just I don't want this season to finish because it's been amazing. I'm really enjoying every game, every moment under Eddie Howe and these players. It's phenomenal, but I'm also excited to get it finished, get the summer underway, get some transfers. There's some dead wood still in the club, some players that don't really deserve to be here, probably should have been shipped out a few years ago. So there's hopefully a few exits before some entries, but just starting next season, the first full season under new ownership, under Eddie Howe, first full season for like Bruno and Trippier and all that with some new additions. Like, I'm absolutely buzzing. Just going to give a shout out, as you can see, rolling along the bottom there and in the corner, our sponsor, Betmate. Final one of the season, and it is a relegation decider. Use that link, REG-DEC, REG-DEC, to join along in our relegation decider weekend. So as it usually is, it's just the two teams. So in this case, it would be playing Newcastle and Burnley. You just pick 7 players from them two teams, 4 on the bench as well. But they're opening things up this week with a relegation decider, so you can include players from Newcastle, Burnley, Leeds, and Brentford. Going to show you my team there that I've selected. And as you can see, I've just really picked Newcastle and Brentford. I think I've filled it with Leeds players on the bench, to be fair. Did I put one Burnley player on? I can't remember who I put on the bench now. I think I pretty much filled it with Leeds players. But that's my team. £5 to enter into the pot with a minimum £500 payout. So yeah, use the code REG-DEC to join us. Big Renty and everybody else will be playing in the league. Last one of the season, and there's also a lot of other things to come as well, like Champions League final. That's a big pot, so get involved with all that to finish off our season. Having a look through here then, and Burnley enter the day just outside of the bottom 3. They will be 17th going into the game. Same points, 35 points, same as Leeds, but a much superior goal difference. So they have got the upper hand. I think it's a 20-plus goal difference on Leeds. So they just need to better Leeds' results. They don't necessarily need to win Burnley. A draw will be good enough, depending on Leeds' result. Obviously, if Leeds win, then they're safe. So a lot riding on this. Newcastle, as I say, currently, I don't even know where we are. I was just looking at where we could be. I think it's 12th hour at the minute. Around about that. Just going to get the league table up. 12th, yeah, I thought it was. 12th at the minute, but can go 2 places higher or 2 places lower, depending on results from Brighton, Brentford, Crystal Palace, and Aston Villa. A couple of tough games, though. Villa have Man City. Palace have Man United. Brighton have West Ham. And obviously, it's the other big relegation decider between Brentford and Leeds. So I'm going to predict us to win this game and to finish 11th. I think looking at them results, I fancy Brentford to get the win and send Leeds down. We'll get the win against Burnley, but obviously the goal difference will be enough to keep Burnley in the league. And then, yeah, Brighton at West Ham, Palace, Man United, Villa City. I don't really see many 3 points there. Maybe Brighton could get a win against West Ham. you never know about Man United. Crystal Palace could easily win there. But yeah, I think we can finish 11th, which will be a huge achievement. Going into this game as well, this could be the only double we're going to get this season, beating a team home and away. We got our first win of the season in December against Burnley. Back in December, 1-0 win through Callum Wilson. And we've only won 4 games away this season, 4 draws as well. So not the best. At the minute, we're sitting on 16 away points for the season, which is our lowest since the 2017-18 season. So getting another 3 points, finishing 19 away points to better that 17-18 season will obviously be huge. Don't really want to put any more stats like that on the board going forward, do it. At Turf Moor, it's been very iffy, 50-50 for the last 4 years. We've lost 1, won 1, lost 1, won 1. 4 years ago, lost 1-0. 3 years ago, won 2-1 through a betmate own goal and Kieran Clark. 2 years ago, we lost 1-0 through a Chris Wood winner. And last season, we beat them 2-1 through brilliant goals from Jacob Murphy and Alan Saint-Maximin. And obviously, we beat them at St. James's, as mentioned earlier this season in December through Wilson. Last game of the season, our last unbeaten in the last 3, with 2 wins and a draw. So we've done well for the last 3 years. Final game of the season, although them 2 wins were against already down Fulham both years. The last 2 times Fulham have been down, have been beaten by us. Both away, I think they were as well. Yeah, they were. I was at the game 2 games ago. Obviously, the last one was during lockdown last year, so I don't think anyone was able to get to that one. Our Fulham fans might have. I think there was Fulham fans there, wasn't there? Probably about 10,000 Fulham fans, but no Newcastle fans. And we drew 0-0 to Brighton a couple of seasons ago, last game of the season. And that is about it in terms of stats. Just going to go through and get into the lineups there then and talk about Burnley's misfortunes first. Quite a few missing out. So I think there is boding well for us, not so much them, who obviously have a lot to play for. It's huge stakes for Burnley. So looking at their absentees, it doesn't really make good reading for them. J. Rodriguez, probably one of their main strikers now that Chris Wood's gone, is 50-50 for this game. He has missed the last 4. But has come back well in training, so is listed as 50-50. The captain, Ben Mee, is out still. He's been out for a little while. Johan Gudmundsson is out with a calf injury, as is Ashley Westwood and Matai Vidra, both out. Eric Peters has missed the last 2 games and is unlikely to feature. That's just a doubt. He's not absolutely ruled out, but is unlikely. And Matthew Lowton is suspended after a red card in the defeat to Villa on Thursday. So that's Rodriguez, May, Gudmundsson, Wood, Vidra, Peters, and Lowton all out, potentially, anyway, for the most part. Peters and Rodriguez are listed as doubtful for that one. So our news there then, and John Joe Shelvey and Joe Willock are obviously still out. They were listed as being going to be out for the rest of the season. Hopefully be back for pre-season when that comes in a couple of months' time. Fabian Schär is questionable. Obviously went off on Monday against Arsenal after taking a kick to the head. So the club have been following concussion protocol, and that will be a late decision. He was pictured in training both Thursday and Friday, but after following concussion protocol, he probably will be listed as doubtful. Yeah, so it's going to be a late decision on Fabian Schär. Chris Wood, ex-Burnley player, when he signed, we were all like, last game of the season, Turf Moor, bound to bag a hat-trick or something, snag a penalty last minute, send them down. But yeah, he was absentee for the Arsenal game, wasn't listed in the squad. He did train on Friday. It's not too serious of an injury, and Eddie Howe is keeping his fingers crossed. But not too sure what the injury there is. Probably going to be a late decision on him as well, so he is unlikely. And Javi Manquillo was also a surprise omission from the Arsenal squad. I'm hearing he's had chickenpox. So, yeah, not too sure what the status of Manquillo is. He's still doubtful as well, recovering from his bout of sickness there. And Ryan Fraser, who is coming back, he should be available. Looking at the fitness on him now. Going to have a look at Eddie Howe's press conference before getting into my lineup and see what he had to say. It was a fair amount and all, to be fair. Like, he's going to take this game seriously, so going to play his strongest team. We are safe, so there's no worries about that. But I think a lot of people have been wanting us to. I think when Everton were in the mix, everyone was saying, play our weakest team, put put the under 23s in or something." But that's not necessary anymore. It's just down to Burnley and Leeds now. So Eddie Howe spoke to the media yesterday about the club, and he says, "We will pick our strongest team and try to win the game. There's no let up from our perspective. We're determined to end the season on a high." Chris Wood, we're going to try him in training today. That was Friday. We don't think it's a serious injury, so fingers crossed we see him in training today. Fabian Shaw, following concussion protocols. He may be doing something outside today, but we're following protocols closely, so it'll be a late decision on him. Doesn't really sound too good. And there was one more thing about the game. He says, "I respect Burnley and I know the position they're in." Having a short spell there. He did manage Burnley for a little while in between his time at Bournemouth. He says, "We represent Newcastle and we're proud to do that. An opportunity to finish in the top 10 shouldn't be underestimated. So we'll give all our try to achieve that." And I get that. I appreciate it. And he does understand Burnley's situation, obviously being there in the Premier League, fighting relegation with Bournemouth for a couple of years. Short-term ex-manager of Burnley as well. So he's got some ties there, as has obviously Chris Wood and Kieran Trippier. I'm sure I played for Eddie Howe at Burnley. So a few ties there, but we've got a lot to play for. Like, not as much as what they have, but like I say, it's between 10th and 14th place. So there is a lot to play for. So Eddie Howe isn't going to take this final game of the season lightly. We want to go out on a high, sold out for the away fans as well. So good luck to everyone going down to Turf Moor tomorrow. Not my favourite of stadiums, not the best of cities or towns or whatever the hell it is, but have a good time anyway. Hopefully we bring the 3 points back, and whatever Burnley's fate is, that's up to them. It's not really our concern. If it's Leeds down or Burnley down, not to do with us really. So I'm going to go into my lineup there then, and I will start in goal. And obviously that will be Martin Dubravka. And the back four, with the absence of Fabian Shaw, will be going with captain Jamal Lascelles alongside Dan Burn. Matt Targett, potentially going to be his last game for the club. Indications that we'll try and bring him back. Eddie Howe spoke highly of him. Targett spoke highly of the club, says he wants to be here. Eddie Howe wants him to be here, but ultimately it's down to the owners and if Aston Villa want to sell, if the price is right. So fingers crossed he does come back. Hopefully this isn't his last game in a Toon shirt, because he has been phenomenal. Really, really big fan of Matt Targett. Filling in a left-back void that we've had for a long, long time. Tried to bring in Jamal Lewis, who didn't really work out. Dummett and Ritchie, who are kind of past their best. Tampered with like Manquillo playing on the left-hand side. But as far as an out-and-out solid left-back, Targett's the best we've had, I'd say, since Jose Enrique. I think he's been absolutely phenomenal. That was a long, long time ago. So, yeah, fingers crossed for Targett. And I would love, and whether this is to happen or not, to see Trippier start last game of the season. Let's give him a good run out. Like, he's fit, didn't get on against Arsenal. A little bit of a run out against Man City. I think it was about half an hour against Man City, but yeah, didn't really need him against Arsenal. I think we were controlling the game really well. Kraft was having a good game, which leads to that point. Kraft's been phenomenal second half of the season, particularly in recent weeks. So it's not necessary to bring Trippier in. Like, if he isn't 100% fit, if there is still a bit of a question about the injury, then we'll see. I think it's sensible just to start with Kraft, but I think just for Kieran Trippier, just to finish his season on a high. Obviously, it's been a disappointing year. He wanted to come here, play a big part in survival, which he did. Only played 6 games, 2 massive goals, but I think his off-field presence, like on the training ground, in the dressing room, on the sidelines, he's been a huge, huge figure. I think he has been a crucial part in our survival, despite only playing 6 games. So, yeah, I'd love to see Trippier start, but if he doesn't, it's completely understandable. So we'll wait and see what the outcome of that is. Midfield, I think, is pretty much a given. As I said, Shelvey and Willock are both still out. And Sean Longstaff, to be fair to him, was brilliant against Arsenal. I think he's another one like Joe Linton, like Kraft, like Shaw, who've really stepped up under Eddie Howe. Hasn't had a lot of game time as he is down in the pecking order, obviously behind Bruno, Joe Linton, even Willock and Shelby as well. But this could very well be his last game for the club, as his contract is coming down towards an end. He has been discussing a new contract, which he's been reluctant to sign, as he wants game time, which is very, very respectful from Sean Longstaff. Obviously, he's going to want to be here as a Newcastle fan, hometown boy. He's going to want to be a part of this project and be a part of this squad that's going to go on to hopefully win titles of any kind. But he wants to play football, which is absolutely understandable. He knows that he's going to have a rotational role, probably be subject to cup games and circumstances like this where both Shelby and Willock are out. That's the only reason why he's in here. So I think he wants better for himself, which I completely respect and understand. So best of luck to Sean Longstaff. If this is his last game for the club, wherever you go, I'll be supporting you, mate. Best of luck to you wherever that is. And obviously Bruno and Joe Linton alongside him. Up front, and it will be unchanged from the Arsenal game with Miggy and Maxi on the outside of Callum Wilson, obviously with Chris Wood is a doubt. Fraser, one not too sure of, is full fitness, but Almiron's been brilliant of late. Maxi's a stalwart in the starting 11, as is Callum Wilson when fit. Absolutely superb against Arsenal. I was disappointed that that wasn't his goal from where I was sitting in the Gallagher. It looked like his. Disappointed to come out the ground and say that it was given as a Ben White own goal, but looking back on the replay, it definitely was. Callum Wilson got nowhere near it, but the danger was there. I think getting in behind the defenders, his pace and strength and everything, he caused them an absolute nightmare. Something that we never really got, like right on the front line against with Chris Wood in his place. So yeah, absolutely buzzing to see Callum Wilson back, and will be probably finishing our top goal scorer with a modest disappointing 6 goals. And I say disappointing as a club, our top goal scorer to only have 6 goals. No reflection at all on Callum Wilson, as he's missed large parts of the season. So hopefully he can get another 1 or 2. Hopefully he can finish the season on 7 or 8. It's Maxi and Bruno who are on his tail with 5 goals, tied as our second top goal scorers. So one of them may end up a joint goal scorer or top goal scorer. You don't know. Joe Linton's got 4, as has a couple of others, I think, as well. So yeah, Wilson fighting to be our top goal scorer for the season, despite missing large portions. And this is what the bench will look like. It's very, very defensive and not really the best there. Obviously, depending on the fitness of Chris Wood and Fabian Schär. We've got Kraft dropping to the bench in place of Trippier, who could quite easily be vice versa. Manquillo there, depending on his fitness, whether he's recovered from his chickenpox. Fernandez, Dummett, and Ritchie, who were all unused subs against Arsenal. And the attacking options with Jacob Murphy and potentially Ryan Fraser and Dwight Gale in place of Chris Wood as well. So there it is, guys, my last lineup prediction of this format and of this season. So thank you very, very much for everyone who watched. Make sure to smash a like, subscribe to the Magpie Channel TV. Put in the comments below your lineup prediction as well as a score prediction. And I'm going to go with the same result as it was at Turf Moor last season. I'm going to go with a 2-1 victory for Newcastle. We'll finish in 11th behind Burnley, just ahead. Not Burnley, Brentford, sorry. Brentford, I believe, will get the victory or at least a decent point against Leeds. And then it just depends where Brighton and Villa end up, and Palace as well. So yeah, that's my prediction. Get yours in the comments below. Please like, please subscribe. Thank you very much, everyone. Enjoy your summer and enjoy yourself.